Hello, space pilot Mr. Cool Guy here, and, well, you're here for more random facts, and I'm ready to give them to you. And well, we're still traveling through space. But, being with Velkor has made the journey feel less lonely. Well, anyways, it's time for 10 more random facts you may or may not know. Starting with fact number 1. Ancient smiles. A drought in the Amazon rainforest revealed ancient stone carvings of faces, believed to be between 1,000 and 2,000 years old. The markings were found on a rocky edge along the river, which is to thank for their pristine preservation. Lines on the stones can even be seen where arrows and spears were sharpened. Dang. Ancient stone carvings of faces. That's pretty old. But could you imagine, you were just some random person, right? And you stumbled upon the carvings of those faces. There's a chance that at least one person would probably freak out or something, right? If they didn't have any knowledge in that sort of field or whatever, they'd probably freak out seeing it, right? The stone carvings of faces, they'd wonder what the heck they stumbled upon. But unlike us, you could say those are forever faces. Alright, well, it's time to move on to fact number 2. Head to head. Pablo Nonato Panduro and Julia Isati Saavedra really put their heads together to pull off this stunt. The two acrobats, known as Duo Vitalis, perform feats of strength and balance. In their signature act, they bounce on each other's head and have even performed it while climbing up 97 stairs. Okay, wow, that is quite dangerous. Wow. You'd have to have quite the large amount of strength and balance just to do it while not climbing upstairs, but to do it while climbing up 97 stairs and not falling backwards, but dropping the person that's above you. But it's balancing the top of their head on the top of your head. That takes some impressive skill, right? Well, to be able to do that, you'd have to be headstrong and true. Alright, now let's move on to fact number 3. Single street. Dang, someone better find that street a partner, or he'll die all alone. All 6,000 residents of Soloszowa, Poland, live on one long street. While it isn't the only place in the world like this, The small town often goes viral online. Pictures of the village from high up reveal long, winding patches of farmland that many people find unusual or even satisfying. The locals are used to the attention, however, as the town is a popular spot for tourists. Its unique layout and scenic views even earned it the nickname Little Tuscany. Huh. Interesting. A one-street residence. Dang. That's not a small town. It's not a big town. It's a long town. Dang. I mean, you'd be going on a long stretch of road just to get to your house, depending on which side you come in at. Man, could you imagine you come in on the one side, right? But your house is on the complete other side of the road, the complete other end. It's like, yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be a long drive through your neighborhood. Well, it's time for fact number 4. Superhero Swarm. In October 2023, the streets of Buenos Aires, Argentina, were swarmed with more than 1,000 Spider-Men. The gathering was part of an attempt to set a world record. Fans of all ages came dressed up as the web-slinging superhero or one of his many variations from across the Spider-Verse. The result was a sea of reds, webs, and blues. Dang. Man, 1,000 people. That's a lot of fans. Man, guess you could say they got a case of Spider-Mania. Oh man. Can you imagine if 1,000 different Spider-Men were to team up? It would have to be quite the threat to the Spider-Verse, right? Man. And technically, on the 4th of July, you could dress as Spider-Man. Because he's got a red and blue costume and white webbing. Red, white, and blue. Alright. Let's move on to fact number 5. No gas? No problem. Ain't that the truth? The SunSwift 7 is a solar-powered car made by the University of New South Wales in Sydney, Australia. Designed to protect the environment and use energy efficiently, it went 629 miles or 1,000 kilometers on a single charge. While the SunSwift 7 doesn't have airbags or air conditioning, and it can't drive on regular roads, it does have people talking. Hopefully it leads to more solar cars driving through sunny countries in the future. Wait a minute, hold on. A solar-powered car only made it 629 miles on a single charge. Solar-powered on a... If it's solar-powered, wouldn't that mean it would be being powered 24/7? Because it's solar-powered, like solar panels. It's powered by the sun. Unless you're telling me that single charge meant till the sun went down. It's just like, if that's the case, then that makes sense. But if single charge means whatever sort of juice the solar powering panels on the car used to be able to power the car via the sun, then that defeats the purpose of solar power. Because solar power means you just run on the power of the sun. And I guess the moon too, because those with solar panels, the solar panels only ran on the power of the sun, then, well, you have to be going to sleep before the sun went down. You wouldn't be able to see a thing because the lights wouldn't work. And all that. So yeah. But if it's just because, the sun went down and that's why, then that makes more sense. I mean, at that point, as far as energy efficient, the process that it took to make it was probably not, that whole environment friendly, energy efficient, because it probably made the same factory as regular gas cars and electric cars. Who knows? Well, the people who made it know, but anyways, let's move on to fact number 6. Dusted desert. On the night of March 1st, 2023, snow fell over the Sonoran Desert. Cacti were covered with up to 4 inches or 10.2 centimeters of snow for 4 hours. The strange weather happened in one of the hottest deserts in North America, of all places. Snow had not fallen there in a decade. Experts called it a once-in-a-generation event. Snow in a desert? No way. Dang. 10.2 centimeters of snow in the desert. It snowed for 4 hours in a desert. Like, wow. Alrighty. You don't hear of that every day. Man, that. Can you imagine you're walking through the hot desert and all of a sudden it starts snowing? Right? At first it was like, snow, relief from the heat. And then you'd be like, snow? Oh no, I've got heat stroke. I've been out in the heat too long. I'm hallucinating. And then the snow would build up and you'd realize, I'm not hallucinating? You'd be so confused. But anyways, let's move on to fact number 7. Colossal forests. The Three Gorges Dam in China's Hubei province moves so much water when the huge reservoir behind it was filling up in 2003 that it slowed Earth's rotation by 0.06 microseconds and shifted the poles by 0.8 inches or 2 centimeters. That's a lot of water. But so much water that it slowed the Earth's rotation. The entire planet's rotation. And it shifted the poles. The North and South Pole, the two land masses where the North and South Pole will be considered, it shifted them, albeit barely, but it shifted them nonetheless. Do you know how much water that would have to be moving to slow the rotation of a planet? I mean, still, it was a very small amount, but it slowed it down and shifted the poles. That's a whole lot of water. That's a very, very huge amount of water. Like, dang. That is... Okay. Well then, let's move on to fact number 7. Festive Forest. In 2022, Tom Kerluck and Vince Jackman filled their home in Alberta, Canada, with 133 decorated Christmas trees. There were trees in every room, including the garage, and the largest stood 12 feet or 3.6 meters tall. Dang, 12-foot Christmas tree. That's really tall. But 133 decorated Christmas trees? Like, this had to have been collected over time. Because you would have had to have saved a lot of money to buy 133 Christmas trees at once. And have enough decorations to decorate all 133 Christmas trees. That's a lot of tree in your house. Wow. Let's talk about a collection. Gee whiz. Well, let's move on to fact number 9. Lifelong home. Nancy Gifford lived in the same house in Somerset, England for 102 years. That's a long time. Her family purchased it when she was 2 and sold it in 2023 when she was 104. Man, that means she only moved once. But dang, that's a long time to be living in a house. Man, that means she didn't move from her parents' house. Her parents moved from her house. Well, I mean, unless she lived with her parents in that house for as long as they lived. But still. Man. That's... Well, I mean, I guess if you found the right house for you, it just happens to be a house that you don't need to move from for any reason, then Well, hey, good for you. Not many people find a home like that where they can just stay in it for as long as she did. Right? Usually you're moving for one reason or another. But her? Nope. Had no reason to move. Other than when she was 2. Like that's... Now, let's move on to fact number 10. 6 states. Blake Hunter visited 6 states by bicycle in 24 hours. He started in New York and rode through Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Connecticut before finishing in Rhode Island, covering a distance of 141 miles or 226.9 kilometers. Dang. That's a long time to spend riding a bicycle. In 6 states. I mean, granted, they were close together. Close-ish. But still. Dang. Man. I mean... 6 states in 24 hours on a bicycle. I mean... I guess, that would be possible. Not as much traffic when you're on a bicycle. The only other traffic you can have is other bicycles. Well, there you have it. There was 10 random facts you may or may not have known, but you know now. Were there any that you knew or any you have additional information on? Why not share it down below? Or, if you just want to say hi or something, put that down below too. No? And if you enjoyed, why not like the video? And, you could always subscribe. It would really help me in the channel, and hey, you could get notified when I post another one of these, so you can hear more random facts. Why? Because every now and then, you just need something random, something unpredictable, something out of the norm. Well, anyways, I'm Space Pilot Mr. Cool Guy. And as I always say when it comes to the facts, dear space cadets, to infinity and more facts.